MBIO shares moving near the highs again, $2.50 up $1.31 on their earlier news. Orphan drug designation for the treatment of astrocytomas and glioblastomas. That's Michael Bravo India Oscar. And 270 now the high on MBIO. Michael Bravo India Oscar. APDN, Applied DNA Sciences, begins compliance with NASDAQ requirements. That's Alpha Papa Delta November, APDN. BIO, Bio-Rad expands droplet digital PCR offering through strategic acquisition and platform rollout. That's Bravo India Oscar.
Hey, good morning, everybody who's already come in. We won't be starting to trade till 9:30, but I am going to go over the setup and what I've marked out already. And then for those of you who are ready, we will be starting to identify the RV trading stock we'll be using every day as well. So I'll call out probably the 3 RV stocks we'll be looking at. There's a different scanner that for this scalping in the morning that we're teaching right now. So, and the layout has changed yet again based on so many comments that would make it easier from professional traders that watched that said you can't do it without the time and sales. If a lot of people trying to understand level 2 and how I was calling it out, and I think that it might be easier to learn as a learning tool is to watch the flow of the level 2. I have this set for 200 shares minimum. So as it starts to roll, you're going to be able to see as the sales just happen, where is the momentum going, buyers or sellers, without having to focus too much on the price. In fact, normally I would just have this way down when I'm trading momentum stocks, so I just see the colors. I don't really care about anything else, but I mean, that's it. I mean, if you've watched me trade over the years, you've seen me trade without charts. I mean, just level 2, so I can do that. So it just depends on how much time you've spent learning. And that's why I wouldn't need to see these numbers. And people have scoffed, like, why wouldn't you need it? Because I'm just looking for flow, guys. So on large cap, level 2, like I've always said, when you're trading the RV strategy with me, or some of you have, as I have stream and Zoom up at the same time here, which is a little bizarre. But and I do have a lot of the regulars trading with me this morning because it's our first kind of official opening. We had a bunch of soft openings, but now we're having the official opening coming in right now. So based on a lot of the comments through the week, I've made some changes that may or may not stay on this layout. Now, the $1 Million Margin Club has this complete layout. Not this complete one, but the one before with all the indicators included in it. And then I made this layout available for free. You watch me build it and give a link for the basic layout, the one just before this. But if you watch me build it, then you can do it yourself. So that's the whole idea, right? So if it's not exactly to your liking, because I ever change, but because I'm catering to a lot of different people that are interested in learning how to trade, I really listen to where the problems are, so I do think that watching the recaps, and I got a lot of great comments, is really helpful, I think, for people to watch that. So I talk about exactly why I took that trade. But the whole purpose of what we're doing here is that RV strategy, right, that we've been trading for years now, since the book came out in 2022, Day Trading Volume 1. That RV strategy is really trading high-low zone like a range. And then people were doing pretty good with the overall range, and a lot of people very, very successful with that strategy, at least the way I was showing it being traded. And everybody trades it a little bit differently, but for the most part, let me make sure that you guys get good sound here. For the most part, it's all about in that range and how can you scalp in there. You may not want to hold it all the way down. That's what's recommended to like the support levels, or all the way up to the rejection levels, whatever the opposite of support, resistance levels. Thank you. I do need more coffee, right? But so what do you do in the middle if you're not wanting to hold it? Well, you scalp, and scalp is really the first thing you should know how to do before you do any strategy. So that's when I realized if I'm going to do anything for the whole masses live stream, it should be how to scalp. Now, there's a lot of traders out there, and I won't say their names, but there's 2 or 3. I mean, there's only like 30 people that consistently live stream. I was surprised that there weren't hundreds, if not thousands, of traders. I just looked that up on ChatGPT. That's where that data came from. But there's a lot of momentum traders that they just trade, and I am one, and they just trade on a news catalyst, right? They're just a breakout. But the whole reason that the RV strategy was created in a book was for people to trade safely, because you might not make as much money on a momentum, or for that matter, lose as much money, but for a day-to-day victory every day, counting on that for the most of the time, you're going to make money. So you're going to make $2,000 a month, $3,000 a month, $6,000 a month, depending on your share size or how much time you want to spend. I'm going to be spending roughly 45 minutes, half hour to 45 minutes, because I will be switching to the new time that we've been trading the RV strategy, which is at 10:30 a.m. instead of 10 a.m. East Coast United States time on the New York Stock Exchange. So we have been noticing since we changed, because of the level, because we're all large trade share size traders, and we're registered to be such in the group that I trade with. We have been noticing that there is now getting to be a bump at 10:30. So it seems like we are having some reaction, even on large cap stocks, because of the amount of shares that are going in right at the time we go in. I mean, things about liquidity and volatility based on the overnight borrowing rate and things like that matter. We look at stuff like that. For right now, I'm going to be calling out. I'll be not today, but it was one of the ideas is that, I'm going to try to take the time to identify not only the RV stock, so I can quickly show you, because I've been being asked for that for years, but also the breakout open strategy, which is Day Trading Volume 4, that has those 4 different breakout times: the pre-market, the 30-minute pre-market, the first 5-minute candle, and the first 15-minute candle, and then the profit pivot levels based on that. So I'll go ahead and start to mark those out, what I can. I won't be able to do the 5-minute or the 15-minute because it will be still pre-market. but when I start trading here. But I will mark the others out for the open strategy because I get asked for that a lot too. And I won't be able to put the volatility meter on it, which is in the book, because it's too soon to do that. But for the most part, you'll get an idea of what we think collectively is what to look at the open if you're doing large caps based on that strategy. Large caps, safe to trade at the open too. Many people say it's like printing money. So if you don't know about those strategies or those books, I have links to them, and it helps support the channel. They're my only sponsor, the $1 Million Margin Club. The only reason I sponsor, I am their brand ambassador, I'm called. I didn't know what to call myself, is because I believe in what they have there, because they started with logbooks, and I helped with the very first logbook, and I think everybody should be logging. But enough about that. So there'll be links for that. So this is what you can expect on the channel, is not only scalping, which I'll show you in detail. I'll go over all these custom indicators, and by the way, and I won't do it every day, just so you know, for those of you in fear, but I probably will, if not today, tomorrow, go over all these. Now, you do not need all these indicators, guys. What I was trying to do was to answer the call of like what other people use. Like a lot of people wanted the Capital Watch up, and I don't have it. It was developed for people trading on margin and being concerned if they got stuck in a trade and created into a swing trade. I don't want you to get stuck in a trade. Look, our goal is 5 cents, 10 cents, which should equal, it could equals different amounts depending on your share size. But I mean, you know, $3 trades, $5 trades, $10 trades, $20 trades, and then you do enough of those that you reach our goal, which is $100 to start with. Okay, so that's all we're going for right now. And then depending on feedback, if people are really catching on, then I think I will start to raise the share size so that maybe you can make $200 a day, or first maybe go up to $150. Now, I don't always stop at $100 a day every day, because I know some people might not be there yet, but no matter what, I think you really need to follow your day trading plan. Let's flash that up real quick. You want to make sure that you're following this, guys, if you're here with me already. So now I do something a little bit different, and people would go, oh my God, he's crazy. But when I'm averaging into a position, you know, what is it? That's the thing you never do. Well, you can do it if you only went in 25% of your position. If you went in your whole position, I absolutely agree. Do not do this. But if you're only taking a fraction of your position, 25% of it, right, then you have some room before you're even to your whole position. And that's a swing trading strategy, guys. That's where that came from. Like, if you watch any of the swing trading people, you'll see that they'll kind of average into their position because they don't want to lose the move. So they might go in a little early from where they have a support level. Say they're going long. They might go in a little early just so they don't lose it. And then they'll average in higher, Never, they're not to their full position yet. So they're okay going negative a bit because they believe at that support level, now they'll be full position, and they didn't lose the trade in case it went up faster, right? So now if it breaks that level, then they will have an area where if it goes down too far below that support level, then they're out and they've lost the trade. And of course that happens. In scalping here like this, you'll see me call it. You need to go by max loss no matter what per trade. And that should be probably no more than 25% of your max loss per day. So these two things need to be done. They need to be. This is like the Bible of what you need no matter what you're doing. These two things, you know, max loss per trade, max loss per day. You do that, you have 4 times to be wrong, and then, you know, hopefully you've turned around. So if you've been watching me, I'm not wrong. I'm wrong like maybe 1 or 2 trades. I think it's only been one over the last 2 weeks, 1 trade per session. So it happens. And I just jinx myself because it can be worse than that, obviously. Every time I say that. But what I'm trying to say is you should have expectations to be very accurate with this strategy. Those should be your expectations. But it should never supersede this, okay? Max loss per trade. Okay, so that's what you can expect here if you've been coming into the just walking into the stream. And some of you missed this, and I can't keep going over the same info over and over. So watch, and then the recap tapes probably won't have this either, guys, because the new way I'm going to be doing that, if you saw the last one, is I'm going to go in and segment out the trades on DaVinci, which is a program, and then talk over what I did. And it seems like that was the best way rather than the first way I did it. So let's go over this really quick so we can get the stocks up. Actually, I'll start with the stocks. So here's our scanner. This is the special scanner. Hopefully most of you have it, okay? But this is based on, per thousand in 1 minute stocks, 1 minute time increments. So you need to have, you want to have a stock that's over 100,000 on average volume per 1 minute. That's over a 10-day period average. This is a 1-day period average. This is the volume right now, okay? So Tesla's winning out because of that news of Musk creating another party, and then now he's renewed his feud with Trump. When I say winning out, I mean in volume. Obviously, it went down, as you can see. So what I would call that is a catalyst. We don't want to touch this stock with a 10-foot pole if you want to trade conservatively. If you want to be an outlier and go and take some chances, you might be able to make some money. I know some of the traders here are indeed going to do that, but it's a much riskier thing to do. So what I would do is I would look at that stock after the first 5 minutes, maybe even after the first 15 minutes, and see if it's gotten into a consolidating pattern that we can trust, because that's what we want, is consolidating pattern. Again, NVIDIA then wins out, and that's probably where I'm starting today, but I'll look at it just before open. I have marked out Tesla, NVIDIA. No, I don't think I marked Tesla out because the drop was so far. There was no sense in doing fibs. We'll take a quick look. Palantir, Hood I marked out. I think I even did AMD. So I marked out quite a few based on this scanner. So let's get a look. Yeah, I'm on AMD now. So AMD. So I did mark this out. And basically what I do, guys, is I do the fibs, and these become very well respected. You'll see through the day, okay, just as support and resistance. You don't need to worry about the levels here. There's all kinds of ways to do the fib, but for this strategy of scalping, we're not going to do it that way. We are very reactive traders in the moment. That's what this is about, right? So I did take pivot points. We'll do some smoothing here a little bit, but really there wasn't a lot. It's already got a range here. It might be okay, but my fear is this will be too slow. So let's go to the next one over here. So there's NVIDIA. So fibs are marked. This is could be really easy for us today, but we got to keep an eye on the market as a whole with this news, with the tariff news and stuff, and how that might affect things, and the summit that's going down or just went down in with all the other countries. And so we just got to watch overall catalyst news for big mega companies like this, that it might affect it. But again, the great thing about this strategy is we're going to go right in the moment, right in here, and just call the levels and get in and out for tiny short moves. We're scalping, and all that big news doesn't really matter, and it matters because you're picking it long or short biased, okay? It's really hard to call today on anything because the market's at record highs. Everybody's saying still buy, but at any time something political can be said, and then it all just takes a dive in and we all get caught in some weird move. So that's why swing trades are more dangerous right now. But then you can always say, I'm leaving money on the table. Oh my God, look at all the money other people made because I didn't trade the stock. That's the FOMO stuff, right? But this strategy is trading consolidation strategy within the hello, yeah, that's our studio kitten. So we have traders downstairs and upstairs, and she apparently wants somebody to pay attention to her. But she usually comes right up here on my keyboard, right next to on my left side, and then starts to stretch out over the keys, and I consider it to be good luck, so I don't mess with any of that karma stuff going on with the cat. So anyway, so yeah, back to my point is we're looking for overall big news catalysts on these kind of things, and that's it. So let's get down to Palantir. So this one had some interesting, I love it when the fib's close like this where it is. So you can see it's already channeling here. So I marked this. This is definitely smooth, kind of trying to pick up the levels. This one a little bit too. I didn't go all the way down there. This one's another one. I don't respect the pre-market ones as much, but this is historical data we are marking here, guys. That's what it is. Will it be respected? Is it worth a dang? I don't know. I'm not going to tell you it's going to turn around at these levels. I'm not insane, almost, but I do think it's good guidelines, and then it's something to watch. Like if you've watched me trade time and time again, it does respect one of these levels, and you're like, wow, I'm glad that's marked, and you can go back and look. It's like for whatever reason, people are going in and out of that same level. So it doesn't make sense not to make note of them. You can make note of them in the moment, of course. This is another one we might want to watch if NVIDIA isn't going to work well for us. This is Hood. I know a lot of people trade this regularly. It's another good one right now that could offer a lot of opportunities depending on which way the market goes. I love these channels with the fib. Fib channels are definitely more respected. Remember, you're trading with the crowd, and once the market opens, all my whole and half dollar levels will light up. Again, that's trading with the crowd. So besides the indicators, you want to trade. Now, the next one would be that Circle one, the software one. But since it's hard to borrow, I'm not going there. We went to AMD. So that's really all the ones I marked out this morning. I don't think there's any reason to do more than that. And I'm going to stop right here for a minute to tell you why I plan to trade this at the open. So obviously, guys, I am not a financial advisor. You know that. And I am not going to tell you how you should trade this. I'm going to trade the way I think it should be traded, and you do whatever you want to do. And I will be quarterbacking for other people here that are in a group, and they understand I'm not a financial advisor. So the advantage of trading in a group and having a consensus of how to trade, not everybody, even in my larger group, my smaller group of large share size traders, they don't do what I say all the time. They see stuff I don't see, and they point it out later and tell me what an idiot I am. Maybe not quite that strong, but so I'm learning every day just like everybody else. But and you should never stop learning, and you should always be inquisitive. And why is that not lighting up? Trying to move my chart around here. So when I shrink this, it'll be more in position. So this is, have I been opening the 15-minute, not the 5-minute? I usually put the 5 up there, but I've changed it. So I think I marked out everything on a 15-minute. That's not what I was supposed to do. Well, let's take a look at it and see how bad it is, because that's a big mistake already. Hopefully that's the only mistake today. Let me look at the 5-minute chart here and see what those levels are. Pretty much the same. It's three 5 minutes make a 15-minute. So did I miss a big level? Nah, that's pre-market. I would say not. Yeah, these are pretty close to the same. The fib picks up some of these, which is great. So yeah, we've already got a nice channel here, potentially. And that's great. So I looked and I saw the 15-minute was right to the edge of the market. I'm going, we have more time than that. That's when I got triggered in that this is not a 5-minute chart. Anyway, so on this 5-minute chart, I do have the market pulse, so I can see at different time increments how is it moving. On the 15-minute, the SPY was still up there. The shorter term 5-minute, everything's down right now. The market's going down overall, but the bonds are going down too, so that's weird. And fear should be more green if it's high fear. So it's a harder thing to read the market these days. It's been a little trickier. This is your dashboard that a lot of people still use, so I put it up here just so you could see. Then there's the market capital used down here. You'll instantly see how much capital is being used, and you can figure out on your account how close you are to end of your margining ability, or if you get stuck in it, you don't want to be paying interest. When I was starting to talk about bias, it's like you want to know the bias in case you decide you're one of those traders that decides to take a scalp and make it into a swing because you don't want to get out. I don't advise that. Get out, take the loss. Max loss, take the loss. But no matter what I say and how I do it, and people are going to do that. And they want to know if they end up holding the position overnight, are they paying for their margin? Are they beyond what their actual value in the account is, and now they're paying interest to hold that as well? A lot of people want to know that, and that's what's going to tell you what you're. And it also will tell you if you can't, if you can't trade at all, you're beyond margin. And then we're going to want to see the trend on a 5-minute. This is that really cool ADX crossover with the clouds and stuff. So that's what's here on the day chart. Hopefully you went over and picked up your free indicator, because I gave that to the $1 Million Margin Club to put out for free. I do have the ATR levels here that I can see, but they're marked on the 1-minute chart. So that's what this is, and I will be paying attention to those as well. So that's the very high ATR. That's the half high ATR, which is the RV strategy level, and then there's the low here. And then you'll see the whole and half dollars fill in here. Here's our news down here. Now, this is one of the things I really want you guys to watch. This is really going to tell you how far you should go in the trade, and I would go a few cents less. Right now it's pre-market, so it's just terrible, but if you went long, you'd only want to go roughly 2 cents up. If you went short, you'd only want to go 3 cents short. Hello? Yeah, oh, you're making an appearance. Good for you. Yeah, okay. You've really given me good luck now. All right. Not on the keyboard, please. Thank you. So this gives you the last 9 candles. Tail out of the way. Thank you. Last 9 candles. So it's taking an average from that, right, guys? So that'll help you. Then this is sort of the engine that drives that. This is going to help you decide to take the trade or not. And you always want to trade with the crowd based on, support and resistance levels, but also based on volume. This will click higher, this will light up blue when the volume is higher on the current candle. So whatever momentum direction it's moving, you get a better sense of that you could stay in that move, right? Then we got the news, and then quickly, I don't have a lot of time. I mean, I have my EMAs here, 9, 14, 20, and then SMAs that are day SMAs, not SMAs on the 1 minute, 50, 100, 200. The VWAP is here. You have your ATL multiple range, which I just showed you. Multi-time alignment will be the lines you'll see go up and down that are vertical, that are marked every 5 minutes, right? And you have a multi-time alignment somewhere else, don't you? Well, I don't see it here. Oh dear, I need that, and I don't see it here. So let me get that on real quick. Wait, it's here, but I don't have the labels. Hang on, guys. What happened here? Let me put it over here on the 15-minute. Yeah, we're running out of time, and we're about to start trading. Just a few minutes. Looks like we got a pretty good crowd, which is good. Multi-time alignment. Labels only. Okay. Right. That's what I want. Apply. Oh, it says it's there. Oh, you know what it is? I know why. I didn't adjust it for the right time. Nope, that's not what I want. Oh, that can't change. All right, that's a total mess up then. Hang on, guys. Now I'm really out of time here, so let me put that over here, which will just make it even more crowded. Where is it? I just want to be able to see it on the 5-minute. How much time? 2.5 minutes. All right. We're in a rush. I want to really get a look at NVIDIA's pre-market action here. Oh, it's going up. Interesting. All right, so we'll go over the other stuff later, guys. We've got to get ready to trade here. I have a couple minutes left. Let's see. No news stories. Nobody's coming across the wire here for us for the other traders. Though a lot of them are trading with me this morning. Normally they're going to be doing momentum. So you'll see you'll hear multiple news come across for those guys as well. So let's take a look at this on the 5-minute. We're right in the middle of a potential historical data that may or may not be respected. What is the market telling us right now? So the market is starting to turn around and go green, which is cool on both time increments here. Our multi-chart alignment's all up. So, and we did drop off the high of 160. So I will be, let me get up to the right share size. I will most likely be long biased again, but I'll be trying to take my victories in retracements, not in by going long. So if this first candle, and again, I do not recommend you trade the opening candle. I recommend you wait for it to consolidate. If I didn't finish saying that, oh God, let's remember this too. Please read that. I'm not a licensed financial advisor. It is on every video as well. And I didn't run. I was supposed to run their sponsor. I can't do it now. So normally I will have a sponsor come up. So I'll be looking for it to go up and retrace. I will not write it down. I will not write it up. That is my my basic plan to see how this goes. And if I get in it and it continues, then this would be my next spot to add. I'll go in 25% of my position, being 800 shares is my total high here. And let's see what happens here. No, 160 is the real high, so I'm not too far away from it here. Now, look at the flow. I'm not too interested in level 2 or anything yet. These are all orders we have to get washed out.
BOSC, Better Online Solutions.
Really a lot of selling going on right now. Interesting.
From new Indian customers.
I might bank long off of here, though. It's a tad risky. It's really stopping at all the EMAs and that. There we go. I much prefer that. There's a $0.50. I'm going to wait to get beyond that. Let's see if it goes up. Yeah, I think I said I was going to go in there. I really should wait to go up here. So it's slowing 64. Yeah, it's slowing down. I'm going to go ahead and try to get in there. So I went ahead and got in. And with every intention that I will add up at that level if I have to.
NASDAQ is down 99.97.
Ah, that was a bad spot. Oh! I saw that was a 20. It was a $20. I tried to take a $20 trade there. So I'm going to go ahead and try again. There I'm in again. Wow, immediately hurt me. We'll look here at the... definitely wants to go up. Look at it go, huh? So I'm playing with fire here by being short biased as it's moving up. So I'm going to look to get out for a small gain here. Let's see if I can get out for a small gain going down here on a retracement. Doesn't look like I'm going to get a $50 or $100 gain here unless I go up to 400 shares and take a bigger risk. So let's see. So the market magnet is back on here too, guys. Now I had that off originally because I don't really, it doesn't hold a lot of sway until after 5 or 10 minutes into the market. But a lot of people wanted that in, so I did it, and now it's in. So the fact that it's taking on the second candle and not going back down is a little scary for me. Hopefully you guys haven't met your max loss. You were in low share size to start with this. Buy-sell oscillator sending it up, which is also bad news for me. So I'll be looking at the 159.50 to add to my position and ride it back down on a retracement. Let's see. One of the reasons why trading the first candle and those beyond can be a little risky, you know, because this can happen. You don't really get a sense. There's no consolidation happening yet. There's just a sort of an upward or downward movement. So there it goes. It's going back. Oh, looked like it was going to go back down, but then you saw the buy-sell oscillator arrow come up. Say, no, you don't want to go down. Oh, no, that's the market magnet. Yeah, that's what that is. I don't think a lot of people are reading that yet. Hope you guys did better than me on that first trade, but I am holding for the move. for the retracement down. Here it comes. $1 is not enough. I'll take the 10 if I get it. And I didn't. So there we go. Okay, so at least the way I look at that is I got out of trouble. So now you've seen me, if you've watched the last week or so, you've seen me do that exact same strategy with the exact same shares and have $200, $40, $10. This was kind of in the middle, but we had a successful trade. I mean, lower part of the middle, but we had a successful trade. And now normally what I will do is I will wait. Now this is the multi-chart alignment marked 5 minutes vertically, and a lot of traders jump in on the 5-minute candles, so you want to make sure you are following what they see just before that happens. That's why the multi-chart alignment is good too. So this is continuing to go down. Now I normally trade short buys, but I would probably go in at the 158. Let me just make sure nothing's coming up that's making me think that this is going to go down all day. So here's our low ATR for the RV strategy. So it didn't quite make the 158 even dollar, and we haven't passed the 5-minute yet. So now we're trying to create channels to consolidate. It looks like it really respected that 159 even dollar mark. So let's go. Now we're going to trade this really conservatively, guy. That's why the first candle might not have seemed conservative to you. But I like to get it a good jump toward the goal. It wasn't a very good jump, but well, I guess it was the first 2 candles, right? But okay, so now we have a reversal sign with a rickshaw man that says this is going to go up. I would have felt better if it was down here when it did that, because we do have all the EMAs telling you and the VWAP all right here. So when you see a sign like that, you usually wait a minute. But I'm not going to go in because I have no support or resistance levels. So that's why. But it would have been okay to go in. It was a reversal sign, and it did happen. I'm just trying to point out things for you guys. Now, I will go short biased again up here, but I need it to go higher for me. So this is where you practice patience. Some of you probably could have made this trade and already made money here, but you want to practice patience. So I'm looking for it to get up closer to the even dollar, not all the way up, just a little closer to the even dollar. There was 83 on the ask, 84. Can we get one punch into the night? I'm going to take that. Get it at 86. I got the whole amount. It took a second. Could have got out already for a profit. Let's see if it bounces down a little further for me. I'll try that. So that should be about 19 bucks if it picks me up. So we're just waiting a second for it to swale down one more time. And I could have got out and market, or I could have used a limit order to get out. And now it's like hurting me because it's going the other way. So I'm going to cancel this order in a minute because I may add to it if it goes up much higher. So I'm at 86 cents, right? There's what it is at. So I'm off just a bit. This is where you just got to hold your cool. Don't freak out. There it goes. And it came down and picked me up. What the great thing about, it's not always, nothing's always, but the great thing about large cap and mega caps is they just constantly retrace within a range. So now what we're trying to do right now is determine that range so we could trade in relative safety without having to average more toward your total position. So it is really respecting the 159. So I'm going to wait a minute to see if it hits this magnet, which is, your volume profile. This is where most of the volume has been smoothed out through all of pre-market to right here. So we don't want to put too much. This pretty much evens out quickly because open session just passes all that volume within moments. So this is really looking good. If it got up to 159.50, I would absolutely sell. It might fade off before that. Let's see. I'm trading this. I am long biased, but trading on the retracement. So it's almost seems counterintuitive. Why are you going short if you're long biased? Because of what I just said, the constant retracing consolidation within a range. So if I picked it right there, I would have already made the money. So now 159 sending it up, but I have less confidence in that than going down. Here's where most of our action is down here. So we look for the peak, retrace. Look for the peak, retrace. If it keeps going, get closer to your full position. If it keeps going to your max loss, get out. That's the strategy in a nutshell, depending on what stock you're trading. Because it's so close to the high, buying, even though I think it will go up today, buying's a little riskier because it'll always fall off the high, right? Nothing's always. It's like that commercial that you see when the woman, I think it's Publishers Clearinghouse, when she's cutting up the furniture with a chainsaw and she's got the goggles on, and the husband comes in and says, "What are you doing?" He said, "Oh, we won this so-and-so." And he picks it up and he goes, "You might be a winner." And she has this shocked look, might. I love that as a cautionary tale that you can't ever know. Nobody ever knows what's going to happen here, guys. Nobody ever knows. I kind of wished I would have picked it up off the 159 short. Again, you don't need all this mess, guys. The ones I'd get the market pulse. I get the multi-chart alignment. I split it up between the two. In this, I should adjust now and watch it a little closer because I wasn't really watching it much. This is the ScalpMeter Pro. Now, as the volume starting to settle down, I can get a feel for what's really happening in here inside the candles, which is pretty helpful. And now the MACD sent that down. I tend to respect the MACD, whatever direction it says, but the Sell Oscillator, I will usually only go with it. So this is more and more like I want to buy here. So I'm thinking about buying at that 158.50. Is it going to go down closer to it? Is it not? It's stopped. There it is. I'm going to go ahead and try to do a buy for the first time and see if it was a mistake. We're clicking away here. Let's see here. I definitely would rather retrace down, but I'm feeling like it's affording some moves in here to make small gains going, I think I pressed it at $1. I didn't like the price action. And of course, the second I get out, then it would have given me a bigger trade, but whatever. Money, remember, money is money. We have a goal, and that's what I'm trading toward. I'm not trading toward $500. I would trade a little differently if I was trading toward. We're trying to keep this nice and calm, nice and easy here, so we can all make some money, guaranteed money here. Now, you may have a lower share size, and I may switch stocks here shortly, so we'll see if this is going to afford us. But it seems like it's kind of creating a multi-channel level here between the half and whole dollar, with this level in between being a little cautionary from historical data. And the market magnet's not pulling down, which is interesting. Oh, God, that's why. Hang on, guys. Let me adjust this to time frame. This should be, if you have the market magnet, this needs to be on today, which is going to throw my whole thing off. Now the market magnet's right in. I'm messing up a bit. I hadn't been using this, so the market magnet at the open. So now it's going to be more accurate. Yeah, there it is right in the middle. So something to think about. If you didn't set, you should have this at today's level. Kind of went in a little too close for my taste right here. Those candles are a little too fat and a little too close. But we'll watch it. We'll watch it closer and see. I don't have anything else to mark here at this point. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and auto zoom and do that again, just because I feel better about where it is. Everybody likes to read the action a little bit differently. I want a little bit more backward data here. So now it's getting me ready to do the buy sell oscillator. Hit it there too while I was messing around. I should have grabbed that trade, guys, at the ATR high. That was the ATR high level, and that is something I would absolutely respect. I hope some of you saw that and picked up on a short there, because you would have got a nice retracement. That's at 159.34. So let's see if it gives me another opportunity up there to short it. 159 even is more of a support now, so I'd be careful shorting it right there. But could be. All these are could be, maybe, might be. Okay. Now we're going nice and slow for everybody. Obviously, you can trade any share size you want. You could take any of these trades I'm missing. I am trying to make moves that would give people a consecutive way to make money and trade at 90 to 100% accuracy. That's what I'm doing here. So it may not be the cut of your jib, so to speak. So, but if anything else, you can add it to your data, right? Of what another way somebody else trades. So, very slow now. It's very slow, and this is where you really want to practice patience and not, rush a trade based on nothing. MACD sending it down. I look for this level or just above 58.50, not the 58.70, to go long again. I have to tell you, when I went long, I felt very uncomfortable. It ended up being way further than when I got out, but I felt very uncomfortable going long, even though I'm long biased. I haven't called out the level 2 swaying yet because it really hasn't come into effect for me to worry about the short-term gains. If I was averaging into more of my full position, I might, and I was red up here, I would really keep an eye on this a lot tighter to see how the price action is moving in the level 2. So let's see. So it is, gosh, maybe I should just take it long. I just said don't get impatient. It broke the 9, it broke the 14. This is the 20. So it is going to break it down. So off the 70. How far will it go down toward the 50? Making a nice little pattern there too, like a block pattern. Let's see. But if you look at you can see I have my platform set up very, very sensitively. So you'll get these really long wicks. Some people call them shadow wicks, and they're not always 100% accurate. It's almost like an intention of it, but they are really happening there. There's no funky editing going on or anything weird like that. Okay, so now it's getting closer to where I would do the same move I did before and maybe feel more confident to hold it a little longer. So I got in at 52, and this would be 158 would be my my worry about holding it beyond that. I might average into more of my position there, or I might get out depending on what I see on the level 2.
MBIO, Mustang Bio, more highs now, up 377%, $5.
Whole market's going down, so that was more of a risk to go in there on that trade for sure. And it broke through the magnet low too as well. So overall, if you looked at just on-screen data, that wouldn't have been a very good trade. But if you think about the retracement of large and mega caps, then you've got that overriding everything, in my opinion. But this is what happened last time. I got worried about it continuing up, and I got out for like $4. So instead of waiting for it to make $20 or whatever on this move. So it kind of beats you up here, gets you a little afraid. I'm not focusing much in on the level 2. It's not really, basically I'm going to try to get out for 5, 10, $15, depending on how fast it moves. And I will press the ask to get out if it gives me the opportunity. It's always a if, maybe. It's going so slow that I don't really want to trade this stock much longer, to be honest with you. I don't like the way it's moving. We need it to afford bigger opportunities. That's $4, $8. It was tempting at the $8, but it is I think I only got it at the $4, maybe. No, I think I got $8 out of there. But it might just keep going up. But I just took the short win. 100% accurate, not as much money as I could have made. And now I kind of want to see maybe one of these other stocks, guys. Let's take a look let's see if by any chance, so what's Tesla doing? They're still going down. Apple is now winning out. What's going on with them? Let's take a look at Apple for a second. Its volume is very high. Well, no, it doesn't show high there, but it was the third on our scanner list now. Hood seems to be dropping down. Now, I don't like the volume on Apple. Let's see for a cheaper stock what it looks like. Interesting, huh? Yeah, so it topped. Look at the fib, guys. I tell you, it's amazing how they're respected. It tapped that and just went right back down off that fib, just before it tapped it. So it seems to be going up again on the market today. So let's see if I would be tempted to retrace this down. I'd be tempted to do a retracement here. So let's see. Hopefully you guys got this set up.
In adults age 16.
So that's the 93.50 mark. Just want to watch this for a minute, guys, before I just jump right in.
Against RSV outweighs small risk of developing.
These buyers are just so strong that I hesitate to short immediately on this. I trade the retracements. That's what I do. So, yep, I probably should have grabbed it there. It would have been a few cents anyway. 15 cents, yeah. I just didn't know if it was going to react the same way NVIDIA did or has been. Might be creating a nice little bull flag here. Here's the pole. Let's see if it makes a flag here, and then I will definitely go in on the third candle breaching that. It's also the beginning of a possible flat top if it keeps banging here. We would trade that on a breakout. Okay, so it's going to break out. So now we look at the 94 even if it doesn't start retracing below this up and down, up and down. So let's see how much action it's going to have going up here. Multi-chart alignment's down on the 5-minute, but up on the, because it just opened, that's why. Okay, so everything's green all the way across. The Q, the SPY are green. Yeah, this is definitely moving up. But you see how it keeps giving us retrace opportunities, and then what goes up must come down, so it's probably going to fall at some point here a greater distance. So I'm looking to get into a short. Now it just keeps banging off of this. Yeah, I'm tempted to go long here, guys. I'm going to go ahead and go in long if it picks me up. Yep, it did, because I think it's swailing back up on the move, and I got. Wait, what happened there? Oh, that's this. I thought I lost money. That's because this is a different stock. Like, wasn't I $39? So yeah, so that ended up being a good trade. And I think I had mentioned before that if it keeps going back and forth, it was going to break out here. And once you break out, you often get a short retracement, then it keeps going. So I think it's probably going to, although that is a rickshaw man, which is a reversal sign. Now, keep in mind, you're at the top of the market magnet too, which is also sending it down. So there are some things here that say maybe it's not going to keep going. So I will, and then see how the buyers drop too. Yeah. And the volume was up, but the buyers dropped. So all things to keep in mind here. Now, a lot of you can probably afford a little bit more share size on this stock, something to think about. So 94 even, I will short off 94 even. If it gets anywhere near in the 95-cent range or something, I will short that move. See if it's going to do it. It is constantly giving us little retracements here, $5, $10, $15. So even if it keeps going up, you can make your money right in here, right? So in these baby moves. Now, I know a lot of you are trading this because you keep telling me, trade hood, trade hood, trade hood. So you're probably already over here. So it's the same strategy no matter what stock. It's the same strategy. So, boy, I kind of wish I would have caught it there. It did respect that. Look at that, huh? Now it's making a hangman pattern. 5 minutes just straight up. 15 has some little cross section there. Again, I don't like the fact that the buyers didn't make it to the top of that candle. I think I will go in off of this $50 mark again if it gives me an opportunity. It's now a support down there. But I'm going to wait for the best possible position in case it breaks it. Then I can add to my position and get out somewhere where it retraces up here. I'm waiting. You got to be patient and just wait it out. We still have quite a little bit of time to make our goal. If you are trading at 95% to 100% accurate, don't even worry about the money. you're gonna make your goal. You know, you're gonna. I mean, if you're that accurate, worry about having the right trade. Right. I'm gonna get out of that move. It took too long to get down there, which makes me think. I'll do a little recap that it's going to break it. So I was thinking, well, I might get a better position if it swales down there. So I'm less likely to go in right there now because it showed signs of breaking it. So, which means grab it down here. So there it goes. I had a feeling the way it was working on the level 2 that you see the higher highs and lower lows over here too. So you can kind of call it. Now, I would look at that 9 moving average as a potential support. 38. Let me just look at the overall. It's got a lot of retracement to do if you go in long, guys. A lot of retracement to do. So it's a little scary to go in here. Maybe at this 93 even. You can't just expect this to just keep going up, right? So you got to, look at the people. There you go. See how the sales, you saw the sales go through on the time of sales, and it jumped up right when you saw it go through. So sometimes watching this just rush really, and these are larger share amounts. So, so that was this risk oscillator. That's what that arrow is. It's not the buy sell oscillator turning it around saying, no, you're not going to go back up. You're going to go back down. So, the more of these indicators you have, the easier it is to call them out. We are right at the magnet level, guys. This is set for large cap. It really is extremely accurate to get the market magnet. Now we're far enough into the trading, which is what somebody pointed out to me. Well, you don't use it at the open, but you trade, into a half hour. So rickshaw man means maybe turn it around here. Okay, some people would just call it a doji, but with that length, it's a rickshaw, and it did turn it around through the $0.50. But look at how slow the action's moving again over here. This is what was happening at NVIDIA. It was just working in between a channel and getting harder and harder to call. But let's look down at this 93 even. I would tend to want to call it down there. I hit 09 on the bid, as close it got to me to the 93 even, 93.09. I'm waiting a little longer. I could have made a profit there if I grabbed that trade. I coulda, woulda, shoulda. Looking for it to hit down there. Level 2 says no. Level 2 says it's going up. So just hang on. Take a breath. Well, there it goes. A couple of people jumped in there to make that move. Yeah, there's the undeniable data. It said we're going back up. So now we'll wait again. I don't want to go short down here. I don't want to go short. So if it didn't break half the pole, depends on how you set your chart. There's the pole, there's the flag. If it didn't break half, this is an 80% accurate pattern to go up. Get the candlestick pattern playbook. It actually has them rated, and I have a link to it. So you really would want to wait for the second green candle, and then it would probably be a good opportunity to go long. I probably won't, because I'm going to look at these levels still. It's just that's the way you trade, particularly with momentum, it's good to know the patterns. I'm going to trade even more conservatively here for you guys as we're running out of time. I want to make sure I get to our goal. I can't remember how much. I think I'm at $69 right now. Now, obviously, you'll see me trade 500,000 shares, and I'll wait for the whole channel, and then you'll see me make, $20,000, $30,000 in 30 minutes with the RV strategy. So it can be done. It's just a matter of predicting the future accurately. Anybody can do it with enough practice. This is how you start. Learn how to scalp. Definitely looking into short this off this level here. So we're at 78-ish area. Anywhere in there, anywhere here, actually. See if it gives me a bounce up or if it's going to fade here. I almost took it at the 61. Come on, get up there. Give me a better trade. I'll take it at the 60. It picks me up. 62 it got me at. So I'm going to look for it to go down off that. Maybe a little bigger than a 6. There we go. That picked me up. Yeah, so 48 here now. So we're much closer now. I like this stock, actually. It seems to make bigger moves to make the money here than NVIDIA was doing. So look at your goal here. So we got 17 cents long, 18 cents short. This is telling you it's literally retracing over a 9-candle average. It's literally chasing both ways, almost even money. So you just got to call the right. This is the risk oscillator. Get it if you don't get anything else, because it's great for safety, for safety here. Now I will recap every one of these trades, but hopefully you're following along, seeing that I give up good trades because I don't feel as confident. So you see me call out the if you've got any kind of lag, it should only be about a second. So that's even better than what I was at. That went to 71 up there. Staying at 69. I'm not going to go in. Okay, I will go in as it hit the 70 again if it got up there. 71. Yeah, so I'll try to. It is showing signs of really breaking out, so I got a little concerned there, but so there we go. I made my 100. I think so anyway. Let me go over to NVIDIA. This is great, guys. I might stick on this one, but if you've made your $100, you should stop. If you're anywhere near it, I would keep. I'll stick here for a little long. We've got a few more minutes. If I made my $100, I'm done. I'm staying here for the people that didn't make their $100. So I have left money on the table, but I'm 100% accurate, 100% accurate by following the simple guidelines that I've shown you for scalping. So it all comes down to how much money you have in share size. Maybe you're only $20 up right now. So you take baby steps and then you add that up over a month, and that's a lot. And then you can slowly climb up, But I have a lot of confidence that I will only stay green, but it would be stupid to just keep trading if you've made it. You set a goal, you get to your goal, you get out. That's what you do, okay? You also get decision fatigue. You get tired of making these choices. No matter how much is calling out to you, just get tired. And then that leads to impatience, not waiting for the best possible setup. Now, for a lot of people that have been learning from other people and reading all books and had struggling through trading, this is absolute alien speak. They say the guy has no idea what he's doing. What is he? How can you possibly draw a line and respect it? Well, I'm explaining how, and hopefully it's clear enough that it works. But you're not getting the perfect setup that you would expect with when you do day trading. I went ahead and went to short that. And I just like the way that moved up right there. So we're going for more on this one. It didn't pick me up yet, but I think if it does, it's like 18 bucks. Uh-oh. I wish it would have picked me up. We'll wait for it to swale down again. Yeah, this is really making a move. I don't want to see it break that level. I will add to my position, though, if it does. So I'm going to get ready to cancel all if it keeps swaling up. Let's see if it gives me an opportunity to get out of this trade. I might want to get out for a lesser amount. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and be prepared to get out for a lesser amount if it swales back down for me. Wow. So it is hurting me there. So let's see here. That's at 98. Don't break the even dollar. We don't want it to break the even dollar here. It's questioning me to add to my position because of the strength it's showing here. Although the buyers did drop off there. But yeah, see, that's why you stop. But that's okay. It's not done yet. It's not done yet. The overall market's going down, but this one stock is going up. So let's look for an opportunity to get out. If you're in this trade with me, I'm not going to get greedy. I just want a little bit of green because I don't like the way. I think I actually moved that at a loss. I can't remember. I think I hit that at a loss because it went from $6 to 3 red. And if I'd stayed a little longer, I think you guys maybe remember. Was I at 79? I think I might have been. So that would be a bad trade. I lost a trade. I hate that. This caused some fear to be that far down. So I didn't want you guys to lose money. So it seemed like it's going to keep breaking up. So not enough for me to go long here, but I would rather have a better, see the magnet pulled up. So when you see that go up, that's like a springboard to go up. That's a springboard, and there it goes. So market magnet's handy that way. Literally told you we're going to go up. So I'm looking at this historical data level one more time to try to play that short and make back that $3 I lost or whatever it is. So let's see if we get another opportunity. Yeah, buyers are steady across. They're just not breaching the top of the volume. So you still retracement happening here. And I am running out of time because I will be trading the RV strategy. I'm going to try to trust that historical data up there wherever I marked it and hope for the best. It keeps retracing 10 to 15 cents. If you kind of zoom in on here, there it goes. So it dropped. Wow. Did that ever drop? I'll go ahead and try to pick it up there and play it long again. Nope, took too long. Never mind. Let's see. Okay, it looks like it's about to swale up if it picks me. So let's see. Level 2 was showing higher highs from there. So I'm looking for a spring right here. Oh, come on. So there's the 14, there's the 9. Bigger than $6, guys. Come on. It was moving so well. There we go, 92. It was moving so well to get those kind of numbers, you know, at least 10, 12, 15. And then suddenly it stopped moving. But so that was that trade. So now I think that I don't know how many people are tuned in. Oh, we got quite a few here. That's cool. I hope that was educational. You saw me mess up a little bit and do one bad trade. That was more of a, although I have to tell you, I was afraid. So I don't think I should have taken that trade that I ended up losing the $3 on. Yeah, so that was a mess up. So I'm not, I have to count that as a losing trade in my average. So one trade down, the rest were green. I think I was trying to force something there. I kind of felt like I was forcing something. This trade, the last trade, I did not feel I was going to force something. So I was really surprised when it started to hurt me because it really seemed like it was going to go back up. So. But get used to reading the scalping indicator. Some of the other things that are on here, guys, just briefly before I sign out, is multiple range ATR. You saw me using that. The multiple time alignment. These are the vertical lines going up and down. The risk oscillator. That's definitely you want to get. The MACD. This is working on the exponential moving averages where and the market magnets there, the whole and half dollar, and then the buy sell oscillator isn't up. Oh man. I see, that's why I never saw it go off. I rebuilt this again, and every time I rebuild it, there's a chance that I missed something. Yeah, there should be a buy, sell, no alerts there. I'll put it above that. Apply. That would have helped. I feel not having that as a disadvantage, frankly, but, you know, I am a designer for Thinkorswim, ThinkScript. I do design the scripts for prop firms and for professional traders to use that I believe, well, a lot of them they're just asked for, so it's not all me. But then I figured out how to do them, and then I call them in. Let's just see what the buy-sell oscillator would have done for us here. Really, it's inaccurate here, inaccurate here. Although you don't know if it tapped that and went all the way down here, then the MACD turned it around. So in live action, it's better to see it. The MACD definitely called them. These are buy-sell oscillators here. That one's absolutely called it picture perfect. But this one, it might have called it, and then it went back up after. That's why short moves. That's what these are designed for too, guys. Short moves. Okay, so I will do a recap on that. So we have 92 there, and then we had on NVIDIA 47. So yeah, we did pretty good today, right? Did well over the 100. And I feel like if you keep trading that hood, let me just see. I was going to look at this one more time to see if it was giving us opportunities. So it's swaling down. Just want to give you guys some guidance if you haven't made your goal and you're continuing to trade. So if you look at this, it peaked into a new channel, fell off. So it's in the middle of this channel. Look at that historical data level. It's probably going to be respected if it ever gets there. But we're in the middle of it, so you basically have the indicators and the whole and half dollar to go for. I'm coming. Geez, guys. Like that's already, Charlie's already set up the whole RV strategy for everybody. So I think the RV strategy is not really RV strategy because it's set on Tesla. So everybody's going to trade Tesla with the RV strategy today, if you wondered. But be careful because it did not foul. I think it only met 6 of the 10 guidelines in the criteria to trade the RV strategy. So 5 or 6, I think it was. So it's not ideal. That's why having the scalping skills when you trade it really help. But people, a lot of people like to trade the RV strategy conservatively on a catalyst. It's kind of an oxymoron there, isn't it? But again, right in here, I wouldn't mess with this. I would wait till it hits these levels, and then I'd look at everything just before I got in. That's just my 2 cents, so to speak, on things. Okay, guys. Well, listen. Thanks for watching, and we will be back tomorrow. I will do a recap. I hope you all did well, and so always be inquisitive and be careful out there, guys. And I will see you soon.